PyanGo's budgetary control solution allows enterprises to manage spend proactively, increase procurement governance, comply with regulations, and improve efficiencies. You can track spend throughout your organization in all NetSuite expense transactions, including purchase requisitions, orders, vendor bills, expense reports, and journals. Let's see PyanGo's budgetary control in action. We're looking at a standard purchase order within NetSuite, and we've got a couple of line items on this purchase order for two different projects, Marine Project number 1 and Marine Project number 2, and we're ordering supplies for both of those different projects. Each time we edit a transaction, we can change the amount, and PyanGo will do a real-time budget check. So I'm going to change the amount here to 100, but if I accidentally put in a couple of extra zeros, I am going to force my budget to go over. And so at this point, PyanGo will prompt the user and tell them that they've exceeded their budget, in this case of 8,420, and they will need to correct this if they wanted to remain under budget. I've pressed OK, and I've marked the transaction now as over budget. PyanGo can also be configured to stop the user at this point and not be able to save the transaction. So I'll fix the amount, and I'll go back to the 100 that I originally meant to enter. And at this point now the over budget flag will be removed, and I'll be able to save my transaction. Each line on the transaction will contain a link to the appropriate budget line item that is being impacted. I can review this budget ledger and show the details of the information being tracked by PyanGo, such as year-to-date budget, future available to spend, etc. And I can see my full audit trail. So as I mentioned earlier, I increased my amount by $10, and so that's shown here in a real-time update, and I have a full audit trail of all of the impacts against the budget. Of course, I can also take a look from an overall budget account perspective and look at a budget to actual report. But notice that in this particular report, I'm including what's called my pre-encumbrance, my unapproved purchase orders, my encumbered amount, which are approved purchase orders, and my expense, which are the vendor bills within the system. And so we provide a more detailed or granular view of budget to actual, and we can also view that data in a variety of different ways, as showing which budgets are close to going over threshold and budgets on a department basis, etc. However you need to be able to slice your data, we can provide that information. With PyanGo, you can enforce budgets in real time throughout the procurement process. We provide a robust solution with a full audit trail so that you know exactly which transactions have impacted your budgets. PyanGo supports advanced budgeting scenarios such as deferred expenses, budget roll-ups, multiple budgets, and budget sharing between cost centers and accounts. And it is 100% integrated with NetSuite since it is built on top of the SuiteCloud development platform. We share the same database, implement the same security model, and there's no learning curve for users since we use a standard user interface. Thanks for watching PyanGo's Budgetary Control. PyanGo helps smart organizations change the world.